Alright, so welcome everyone. So in this video we are going to learn how to integrate simple rational functions. Now this video is connected with the very first video of basic integration review. Okay, in case if you have missed it, click on the link above to watch it again. Because in that video we discussed that we cannot integrate x to the negative 1 using rule number 2 in the note. That means, well, can you do this negative 1 plus 1 over negative 1 plus 1? No, you can't do that because you will be dividing by 0 then. So that really that rule cannot be used if the power is negative 1. Then we left with the question, okay, how do we integrate when the power is negative 1? Alright, so let's look at it. X to the negative 1 can be written in a different way. Using the power rules, you can bring that negative 1 x to the negative 1 term to the denominator, and when we do that, the sign switch and it become 1 over x. So x to the negative 1 is same as 1 over x. So integrating x to the negative 1 is same as integrating 1 over x. Okay, now what do you get integrating when you integrate 1 over x? According to the rule, what you get is natural log x, absolute value of natural log of absolute value of x plus, don't forget the arbitrary constant. Okay, all right, now one more thing to this rule. How about if you have a constant instead of 1 in the numerator? Well, now what can we do? Well, if you have to integrate k over x, we can take out that k. Remember, we can pull out the constants. Okay, that's one of the properties that we discussed in the second video. So if you integrate 1 over x, what do you get? We get natural log x. So the answer is k times natural log x plus c. Okay, all right, so let's do some examples here. If you integrate 2 over x, you can take out that 2. So because of that, you're integrating 1 over x. So 2 times integral of 1 over x is natural log x. So the answer is 2 times natural log x plus c. How about when you have, let's create our own example, 1 over 3x. Well, we can take out that 3 out of the integral because it's multiplied with x. The operation is multiplication, but really we should take 1 over 3 out, right? Because the 3 is in the denominator. So how about what you get if you integrate 1 over x? Well, natural log x. So 1 over 3 natural log absolute value of x plus c. Okay, now why absolute value of x? Because natural log is not defined when x is negative or when x is 0. Okay, so x cannot be a negative number, so that is why we have absolute value. Absolute value means absolute value of x is always positive, so you are taking natural log of a positive number. Okay, all right, so how about if you have negative 1 over 3x? Well, we can pull out negative 1 over 3 out of the integral, then you will be integrating 1 over x with respect to x. So if you integrate that, you get negative 1 over 3 natural log x plus c. Easy, right? All right, now here's a mistake that you do most of the time. This is very common, trust me. When you have to integrate 1 over x squared, does that mean the integral is natural log x squared? It seems to be like in this rule, you look at the denominator and you write it as natural log absolute value of denominator. But does that is that valid when the power of x is greater than is power of x is greater than 1? No, or even less than 1. No, it is not. This is wrong. You cannot write as natural log x square or natural log x cube, or no. Okay, so this rule that we learn here is only valid for x to the negative 1 or for 1 over x. In the denominator, power of x should be 1, nothing else. Okay, that is when we can use natural log rule. Okay, but then how are we going to integrate 1 over x squared then? Well, here's the trick. We use the trick that we learned. If you have x to the negative 1, we can write it as 1 over x. Now we use it in the reverse way. What do I mean? If you have to integrate 1 over x squared, what is this means? This is same as x to the negative 2, right? The power rule again. So if you switch this denominator term to the numerator, the sign switch. The sign of 2 is positive, so when you take it to the numerator, it becomes negative. So integrating 1 over x square is same as integrating x to the negative 2. Now how do you integrate x to the negative 2? Well, we learned that in the first video, right? So this is x to the negative 2 plus 1. Now we can use this rule, right? Oh, plus c. So x to the negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. X to the negative 1, here negative 1 plus c. So we can write this as, we can bring this negative up in front of everything. So x to the negative 1 we can write, take it to the denominator. So this is what we get after you integrate x to the negative 2. Alright. So that's a very important thing to know. So how do you integrate if you have like then let's say 1 over x cube? Well, write it as x to the negative 3. How do you integrate if you have x to the negative 3? Well, now when you switch x to the negative 3 to the numerator, it becomes x to the 3, right? Because the sign switch. Here we had positive, so it became negative 3. Now here we have negative, so it becomes positive 3. Okay, now you know how to integrate these, right? We can use the old rule, rule number 2. But if you have 1 over x, or in case if you have k over x, if you have to integrate that, we have to use the natural log rule, okay, the rule number 4. Alright, so that's it for this video. So to watch the next video of this basic integration review video packet, click on the link that appears in this video, and I will see you hopefully in that video. Bye bye.